Okay guys, this is going to be my just short guide on all the basic T-side Inferno utility you should know. So we're going to start with all the nades toward the B side of the map. So starting first, you just got the window flashes. Come here, obviously aim at the just top left corner of the window and jump through. If you're throwing these at the start of the round, you want to throw them at 146 and 144. So then when you're coming up into banana, you've also got the half wall flash. So you want to be somewhere in line with this pipe in between the wall. Aim at just about the top level of this bit here and left click through. And that'll pop just over the corner of the wall like so. Next you've got the proper way to line up the car molly. Now obviously you can just lob it into car, but that's not always 100% consistent, so the best way you can do it is just line yourself up, get yourself lined up with this pillar here and just run click through. And that will molly as such, so it covers all the bases. Okay, so now once you've got banana, you can throw the corner molly by simply coming into logs here, aiming at the top of the pylon here and left click throwing. Then if you want to combine that with the sand molly, you run along this wall here, just to the left of the window, run and left click through. The first set is you come into the bit of the car here, aim at this shadow here, and jump through your smoke. That's going to smoke off the ends. Then you're going to go straight up from there with your molly, aim at the corner of the roof here, and jump through. That's going to molly first and second oranges. So it's a nice little util set there for you. Then for the other set of util, you want to come to the other side of the car, aim at the bottom bit of this triangle here, jump through that smoke and swish round, and then jump for a molly for new box. Then if you don't have a molly, so you can't molly new box or ruins or anything, you might want to come back into this corner here, so you can throw the ruin smoke. So you line up this bit with this bit here, aim here as shown, throw that, and then throw two god flashes. So you want to aim just above the barrels here in the car and jump through these flashes. Make sure you call them when you throw them, because as you'll see here, they do land right in front of your team as they're going in, right here, so they might full blind your team, so just call them when you throw them. Then for the final bit of util for your B execute, you want to come into the corner here at half wall. You want to aim just in the middle of this dark smudge where it meets the wall, and jump through your Molotov, and that'll get dark. You can also just pair this with two flashes, something like this, pretty loose, just over CT, so they land on the roof. These won't blind your team as they're running in, but will hit some of the positions in sight. Okay, so with that utility, you should now know all the utility to hit your standard B execute, but I'll show you one more B execute as well. So these will be for the B wall smoke, so these includes 3 smokes. So the first person will come in here, you just aim, crouch, aim at the left side of this arrow here, stand up and left click through. This is the first smoke in the wall. Okay, and for the second wall smoke, you want to come into the corner here. You go up, straight up from here, go across 2 to this one, and then just in line with this. And left click through. Then for the third smoke in this set is the deep CT smoke, so you want to come into this corner here. You want to just locate where this pillar here is, and aim on the tile just next to it and left click through. Of course, with the 2 smokes I've just shown you here for the wall smokes, they also correlate up well with some of the Molotov positions. So if you just throw in the deep smoke here, you can also do your oranges molly, and if you're here you can also do the dark molly. Always good habit if you're doing the B wrap, just forces these CTs out of position and gives them something else to worry about. Okay, so then all those nades in combination should look like this. And then this allows you to do a B wrap through ruins and hit the site. Okay, so now we're going to move over to the A side of things. First is just a way to do the consistent molly. So when you're running, you're just going to aim at the bottom of the building, and just as you get to the shadow here, you're going to jump through. Make sure also to combination this with a nade. And a similar lineup, this just means if the guy does come here and run across, he's going to get stuck in your molly for way longer and get hit by the nade, and you potentially kill him. If you've got 2 people running up second mid and you've both got HE grenade, it's worth you double HEing this if the guy's jumping across a lot. Okay, so now there's 2 mid flashes. We've got the God short flash, which is just going to come to this wall here and aim just in the middle, just at the top of this door, in the middle of the wall here, and jump through. This blinds anyone playing on the short angle here. Then there's a long flash. You're just going to jump up, come in the middle of the barrels here, aim at the corner here, and left click through. If the AWP isn't holding super tight here, this will also full blind the AWP, so saving you from smoking long. Those are 2 good flashes if you want to blind people off the angles on short and long. But now for the smokes. The most simple way to do the long smoke is come into around this corner, as long as you don't need to be looking on the wall, as long as this wall here is just lined up, you can look at the bottom of the door here and jump through. And that smokes deep long. Okay, then you've got the moto smoke if you're executing A, as long as you're just on the drain here, aim at the top left of this flower pot and left click through. So then, let's say this is for your standard execute. When you come around the corner, if you've got a molly, you can do one or 2 things. If you come into this letterbox here, aim at the top right of this thing here and jump through. This will molly off behind default, so it'll kick this guy out from playing here. So this molly means that if this guy throws a magic smoke early in pit, this molly will land behind it, meaning that he's forced to play in the smoke or move out, so he can't peek with the smoke. Then when you're coming along short and you're hitting sight, you want to throw 1 or 2 flashes if you're not first and entry fragging. The first flash you can throw, as long as you're tucked into this corner here, aim somewhere on the top or near this tree here. Flashes, just rain flashes like this. This is the Sanji flash, and this will blind anyone in pit, but also has the great advantage of blinding these guys in sight if they're playing open angles like this. It allows your team to swing sight and then not have to worry about pit because the pit angles will be blinded. And this is a great flash if you're entry fragging. You just want to be aiming below the windows here, running, jump throwing and running up with the flash. It won't blind you, and you can enter into sight here. This will full blind cold out as well, which is a really good flash. So if you don't have a molly for pit and you've got an extra smoke lying around, you might want to smoke off pit instead. So just come to the corner, aim at the bottom here and jump through, and obviously then run up with your team to execute. So if you're the apartments guy, you might want to throw the lurk smoke. So you're going to come into the door here, aim at the edge here and left click through. When you're coming out, if you don't need to kill the pit guy or you might be stuck in mini, it's really useful if you throw this Molotov. So obviously clear the corners here, as long as this is clear, come into the corner, get your molly, aim at this black dot here and left click through, and this will molly out mini pit. Okay, so those are all the nades you should need for a standard A execute. Now we're going to add in a few more, just so you've got an extra variation for an A wrap. Okay, so these smokes done at the same position, so if your IGL in game calls an A wrap, then just ask for a smoke drop and say that you could do the smokes. So the first smoke, you're just going to come in where you've thrown the moto smoke from, aim just off to the just on the left of this arrow, little arrow here, and left click through. This will be the arch smoke. Then, while you're in the same spot, you're just going to aim just here where the wire crosses the beam and throw a jump throw, and that could be your library smoke. Then you can have something that looks like this, and it will enable you to do a fast A wrap. The last few nades I'm going to add in would allow you to do a B split from the A side of the map. So first you're going to need 2 smokes to do a B split. So the first smoke you want to smoke short anywhere you want. My preference is doing it like this. So you come in here, aim just at the bike wheel here and jump through. This will smoke deep short off. Then you're going to throw the B split smoke by coming in front of the barrels here, aiming just in the middle here and throwing and jump throwing. These sets a util here with some flashes and molotovs, just in general positions. You might want to molly boiler when you're coming up, just to make sure no one comes out of boiler. But with these util, you're going to be easily able to wrap the B site. And one more piece of extra util for these banana players. If you want to come back to A and you might have an extra smoke left over, you can throw the lurk smoke. So you're just going to aim here on this black dot in the corner and left click through. Okay, so that's a wrap for Inferno. That should be all the basic utility you need to learn. I'll be doing a future video on Inferno for the advanced utility, but for now, that's it for Inferno.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch.